Abolition. Today.
Watch this.
They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. And the president has asked the FBI to launch a very concerted effort against gangs everywhere.
Last year she said, you can't call me or any black person anywhere in the world a racist. We don't have the power to do to white people what white people have done to us. And even if we did, we don't have that low-down, dirty nature. If there are any good white people, I haven't met them. Where are they? Right here in this room. That's where they are. I know she is a young person, but she has a big influence on a lot of people. And when people say that, if you took the words white and black and you reversed them, you might think David Duke was giving that speech. I think all of us have got to be sensitive to that. We can't get anywhere in this country pointing the finger at one another across racial lines. If we do that, we're dead, and they will beat us.
I don't know how you would characterize the gang leaders who got 13-year-old kids hopped up on crack and sent them out onto the street to murder other African-American children. Maybe you thought they were good citizens. She didn't. She didn't. You are defending the people who kill the lives you say matter. Tell the truth.
I say this as respectfully as I can, but if you don't tell black people what we need to do, then we won't tell you all what you need to do.
I'm not telling you, I'm just telling you to tell me.
What I mean to say is that this is and has always been a white problem of violence. It's not, there's not much that we can do to stop the violence against us.
Well, if that is
conversation
okay, I understand what you're saying.
Also respectfully.
Yeah. Well, respectfully, if that is your position, then I will talk only to white people about how we are going to deal with a very real problem.
That's not what I mean.
Watch this. This.
Hillary Clinton and the Clinton family occupy a unique space in the mass incarceration that we experience, that the black community in the United States is experiencing today, where the policies that they advanced are directly responsible for the largest increase in the prison population under any U.S. president. And so what we were looking for was something a little bit beyond the politics and the platform, and what emotion she felt, if any, around her being personally responsible and chained to that.
Do you think she answered that question?
No, that's not what we heard. What we heard was a conversation about policy, and actually some suggestions for what the Black Lives Matter movement needs to be doing. And again, like Julia said, what we were looking for was a personal reflection on her participation and advocacy for some of these policies that have really decimated black communities.
We were there and we were in conversation with her, and it was something that was readily apparent that that's what she was offering. But what was also readily apparent about what she was not offering was the fact that the reason why the Black Lives Matter movement that she was trying to push the responsibility on to fix these problems, part of the reason why those problems exist is because of some of the decisions that she made personally. She lobbied for it, and she advanced it as FLOTUS, and she also advanced it as a senator of New York.
Do you regret your advocacy for the crime bill?
Well, look, I supported the crime bill. My husband has apologized. He was the president who actually signed it. Senator Sanders voted for it. I'm sorry for the consequences that were unintended and that have had a very unfortunate impact on people's lives. I've seen the results of what has happened in families and in communities. That's why I chose to make my very first speech a year ago on this issue, Errol, because I want to focus the attention of our country and to make the changes we need to make. And I also want people, especially I want I want white people to recognize that there is systemic racism. It's also in employment, it's in housing, but it is in the criminal justice system as well.
Abolition. Today.